Oh, all right, good. For tonight, you can do more tomorrow.
Okay, here you can choose. There's 2 questions. What was
That's
what was your proudest moment as a parent, or if you could have had any other profession, what would it have been?
I could answer
What do you want
both of
to
them.
What do you want to answer?
Other profession.
Okay,
Or I could answer either one, but veterinarian.
why? Was
That's
it your
what I wanted
second?
to
Why
do.
was it your second choice?
It wasn't, it was my first choice.
Oh, well, but
Know
you
that?
didn't do it.
Veterinarian?
Florida
You
didn't,
don't
have,
really even like animals.
Florida didn't have any vet schools.
Oh, really?
And it
That's
cost
really
me-
why you didn't
And it
go.
cost me,
Oh, you would have liked to have been big, like cows and horses kind of thing. Yeah.
and the closest one was Auburn, and it was gonna cost me about $3,000 a year to go to Auburn,
Oh,
because I was out of state.
do you wish
I
that
never
you
knew
were a
that.
vet now? Do you wish you would have been a vet now?
Yeah.
You think you did better this way?
But it would have been for like
Yeah, the big stuff, yeah.
big stuff, not cats and dogs.
What about you, Grandma? The 2 questions, you can choose one. What was your proudest moment as a parent? Or, if you could have had any other profession, what would it have been and why didn't you do it?
I can't think of anything else that I wanted to be.
Back then, that was about as good of a career as you could have as a woman.
A nurse.
Yeah.
A nurse. There wasn't a lot of good professional jobs for women then.
And of course, we did more hands-on nursing
Mm-hmm.
than is done today.
How so?
We took so much better care of a patient
Yeah.
than the, today.
What was the difference?
The difference is 3 times a day, like before every meal, we would bring it to the patient basin of warm water and toothbrush and toothpaste and everything, so they get cleaned up before a meal.
Oh.
And then straighten the bed and tighten the sheets and rub their back with alcohol and then baby powder.
Oh.
So I mean, the hands-on to make the patient more comfortable.
Like more care.
You don't get that. Last time I was in the hospital, the sheets were, I was out of bed trying to straighten the bed out. Nobody bothered to try to straighten the bed. I mean, no hands-on nursing.
Right. So it's like
The nurses are busy trying to be doctors.
so they're more medical now instead of giving care.
Yeah.
Like they don't care. for
Yeah,
the
it's
patients.
more chatting and things like that.
When did you stop working as a nurse?
Say it again.
When did you stop working as a nurse?
Stop.
Mm-hmm.
After I got married, which was a mistake. I should have stayed, gone to work like 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah. But people didn't do
But
that back then.
I had 4 kids right away,
Mm-hmm.
and you stayed home and took care of your kids. There was no daycare.
So how long did you work as a nurse?
How long did I work? as a
Not very
nurse?
long.
Not very long.
How long was How long
Well,
was
that was the
education?
mission, then she went back to nurse.
Well, she
years.
went back to
3 years.
nursing now.
Yeah.
And that was with school all morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the wards in the afternoon.
Oh. But you went back to nursing after your divorce?
Yeah, and it took courage for me to do what I did.
It was a big deal, and she did it.
I had been away for so long,
She
years
had to
and
go take a
years.
refresher course.
And I went, it was a Sunday, and I happened to see in the paper that there was
That nun,
a what?
wasn't she a nun? You went to a retreat or something.
Yeah, I went to a retreat, and the nuns, we sat around, and the nuns talked to all the people that had come.
Wasn't it for like divorced,
For
recently
divorced
divorced
people, and I thought, well, I'm gonna be the oldest one there. And then it turned, there was one with white hair there, you know.
Yeah.
So the nurse,
And you weren't very old.
no, it was for 50.
Yeah, you was young.
So the nun talking to different groups, and she said, "And what do you do?" And I said, "Oh, well, you know, nothing, I'm just staying at home, so why don't you go to work?" Said, "You're a nurse, why don't you go to work?" And I went home and I thought, well, why don't I go to work? You know?
Right, and you did.
And I applied, and I hadn't been, near a patient and all.
But you took that refresher course first.
And the first thing, she hired me, and she said, you'll be in charge on the 3 to 11 shift on the orthopedic floor.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was.
I was
right
very,
off, just like right off.
I was very proud. of her.
Yeah.
I was very proud.
That we had about 40 patients on that floor. They're all single wounds. So I had to make rounds with the doctors and tell them, what was wrong with this one. And I don't know how I did it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I did it. So.
Yeah. How old were you when that happened?
Oh, I was married and had my children.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was very proud that she did that, that she
Like,
got up the gumption to do that, yeah.
Yeah, that took courage.
Yeah, it took a lot of courage.
I didn't tell them that I hadn't been.
Yeah. Did you like being a nurse?
I loved it.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
Just taking care of the patients, yeah. No, I really loved it, yeah.
Did you always work like with patients directly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Always work directly with patients.
I was on the orthopedic floor, and I worked in the operating room for a while, so I liked that too.
Oh,
so.
wow.
And then endoscopy, where they put the tubes in,
Yeah.
And then when I was in the endoscopy, and then we did liver biopsies. But because I had scrubbed up in the OR, then I was nominated to scrub up for the liver biopsies and endoscopy, which I did.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. We did what they call the ERCPs and all kinds of pass tubes down people's throat.
What was the most interesting patient you can remember?
Well, I'll tell you, my first experience was in the operating room. I was hired first for the operating room. And the first thing on the operation, and they hand me a leg. There was an amputation.
Oh no!
And I was the
Assistant?
floating around, I wasn't scrubbed, I was the float. So, oh God, they handed me a leg.
Oh Lord! Why did they amputate his leg?
He must have had ulcers or something, I don't know.
Oh.
We had one patient that had a very big open sore in his leg that wouldn't heal, so they put maggots on it to eat all the
They
bad
used to do
flesh.
that. Maggots, yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They only ate the dead
at
flesh?
least a sterile maggots.
Yeah.
maggots,
I know, I've heard of that.
But did it
Yeah, they ate the
dead flesh?
chronic flesh.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they do that anymore.
no, but
Probably not. No, we even made poultices in my
Yeah,
day.
that's right. Poultice, yeah.
And we made the
Like bloodsuckers,
Yeah.
fresh eggnog drinks for the patients. Everything was fresh. And the orange juice we scored.
oh, they don't do that now.
No.
Maybe that's how I
You know
got
what?
famous.
And you think you don't want to be on the floor, but yet, like at that heart hospital where Papa was airlifted to, these nurses, I mean, they were from, the one that really worked with him, she was a graduate of Duke. I mean, which is
Notre
a big
Dame.
deal. Notre Dame, which is a big deal. That's right, Notre Dame. And they don't wear even uniforms anymore.
It's-
Most of them wear scrubs.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
that's right.
that.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't. I think I would like to be on the floor. I just want to have the option to do other things.
Oh, well, I think when you have an RN, you have that option. But
right.
this girl was
both.
so smart and knowledgeable, and she spent so much time. I think it's because it was cardiac intensive care, because she was in our room all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And talking to
Well,
us
they only
all the
had one
time.
or two patients.
Yeah, they only have a couple, and she'd bring in the heart and talk about it, and she was so smart and really cute, and we found out later she was expecting her first baby, yeah. But just to really, made a big difference. She was really fabulous, I thought, yeah, she was good. And her husband was in the Navy, right? Yeah. It was
Yeah.
Jacksonville, yeah.
Well, what about you, Nana? What was your proudest moment as a parent, or if you could have had any other profession, what would it have been?
Okay. I would have been a nurse. I should have gone to nursing school.
Why?
Well, because I could have always had a job. But my proudest moment as a parent, that's easy. When I was going through my divorce, Auntie Beth and your mom and Uncle Billy were going to Catholic school, and I didn't have the money to pay their tuition. I was behind on tuition. And they called me into the office one day at St. Coleman's, and they said, we just wanted you to know, our Father Barry, I think Father Barry was the priest there, Monsignor Barry, his message to me was I should not worry about tuition. Auntie Beth had just had her birthday, and she took all of her birthday money into the office and said, I want this to be for our tuition. And she was like 8 years old.
Aww.
And he said, they said, and Monsignor Barry said, don't worry about the tuition.
Oh, that's something.
That was fabulous.
Wow.
That was my proudest.
They're not
still.
usually so generous.
Aww.
But the fact that she did that.
At 8 years old.
She was not, she might have been 9 or 10, but she wasn't any older than that, maybe about that age. And she had just had her birthday, and she knew that we were behind in tuition, and she took her birthday money in. And it wasn't much, you know, if it was $25 or $30
But to a
or
little
something.
kid to give up her birthday money.
And she took it into, and I didn't even know. And she took it into the office and said, I want this for our tuition. And they called me and said, Monsignor Barry wants you to know. Don't worry about tuition.
Wow.
It's taken care of, kind of, that kind of thing.
Well, that's something, huh?
That is.
They're not that generous usually.
No.
No, he was, you know.
But there aren't many 10-year-olds who would.
I think
give
he
up
was-
their birthday money.
Well, I think
to
he
help
was
the
so,
family.
I think he was so impressed with her, is
Yeah.
why he said that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So that's a good one though,
That's a
right?
really good one. That's the best.
Beth has a memory when she was little. She and I went and bought my first car that I
Oh,
bought. No, a
A
Datsun.
Toyota? A Datsun.
And then we went to, where did we go? It wasn't Burger King. What restaurant was it?
The Clock or something. Or...
Anyway, so we bought it was a Datsun hatchback. I love that car.
It was
And
white, wasn't it?
White, I think brown tan inside, but you could open it up, you know.
It was like a hatchback, what they used to call a hatchback.
Yeah.
Yeah, put all your bundles in.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. She was telling me that she used to go up and spend the time,
Yeah,
the
the
weekend with
weekend,
you,
yeah.
and she was talking about
Yeah.
some of those memories.
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah.
So she and I bought my first car.
Yeah.
Then we went and had a hamburger or something.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I guess you guys are excused.
Yeah.